Lying there in a hospital bed, I heard my brother lean in and whisper to our parents, "He's not going to make it. We should just take his money now." And my mom, without a pause, nodded and said, "He won't need it anyway." I stayed, perfectly still, pretending to be unconscious. But this morning, I woke up to a phone full of missed calls. Turns out they lost everything. Okay, Reddit. I've been sitting on this for weeks, and I'm finally posting. Fair warning, it's going to be long. I'm still furious. I've been crying, raging, and my hands are still shaky. I'm 32M, and in my family, I'm the one who always kept it together. The rest? Total chaos. My brother Jackson, 35M, blows every dime on gambling and can't hold down a job past 6 months. My mom, Irene, 58F, hasn't worked in forever and is constantly borrowing money she never pays back. My sister Savannah, 29F, is drowning in credit card debt trying to keep up some fake influencer life. Me? I worked myself to the bone. Overtime shifts, no vacations, saving every penny I could. I had about $94K set aside, my dream house down payment. Had. 3 weeks ago, I got into a serious accident. Not getting into details, but a massive piece of machinery came down on me. I vaguely remember the ambulance, then nothing. The doctors put me in a medically-induced coma due to swelling in my brain. Here's the part they don't tell you. Sometimes, even in those comas, you can hear everything. You just can't move, talk, or even open your eyes. It's like being trapped inside your own body, screaming with no sound. My family came every day. At first, it was the usual. Mom crying, Savannah praying, Jackson awkwardly pacing around. But on day 4, everything shifted. I remember every second. The nurse had just left. Jackson waited until she was gone, then stepped closer to my bed. He said, "He's not going to make it. We should just take his money now." I thought maybe I misheard. I wanted to believe I did. But then my own mom responded, "He won't. Need it anyway." They started whispering about my bank accounts, my investments, how to access them. Jackson brought up power of attorney. Mom said, "The doctor said his brain is damaged. Even if he wakes up, he probably won't remember." Savannah actually hesitated. She said, "This feels wrong." But Jackson shut her down. He brought up her credit card debt, said this would fix all their problems. It's wild the stuff you notice when you're paralyzed. The jingle of Mom's cheap bracelets, Jackson's breath that reeked of mint gum and beer, the ceiling tiles, 322 holes in every square. I counted them just to stay sane. I was lying there, hearing them plot to wipe out everything I worked for. That $94K? Took me 8 years. I skipped trips, lived on ramen, rode the bus in freezing weather, just to save that money. And here they were, carving it up like I was already gone. The most painful part? This wasn't even new behavior, just the worst version of it. When Mom's roof leaked last year, who paid $7,800? Me. When Jackson got arrested in a bar fight and needed $2,500? Me again. When Savannah's car died, who gave her $3,600 she never repaid? Guess. I've been their emergency fund for years, and the moment they thought I was done for, they were ready to drain me dry. After that day, I cried. In a coma. I physically cried. Nurse Victoria saw it, wiped my face, said it was normal for patients in my state. If only she knew. For 3 more days, I lay there listening to them dig deeper into the plan. Jackson had a guy to help with documents. Mom was already picturing her new kitchen. Savannah was mostly quiet, but still in the room, still part of it. They talked like I was already gone. Mom kept saying, "It's such a tragedy," while planning how to rob me blind. Jackson kept saying he'd want us to be okay, like that justified stealing my life savings. I used to scroll Reddit threads about families like this, thinking, That sucks. Never thought I'd live it from the inside of a coma. On the 7th day, the doctor came in and told my family the swelling was down. They were going to slowly bring me out of the coma. He said I had a good shot at recovery. The room went dead quiet. For 30 seconds, nobody said a word. Then my mom turned on the waterworks, and Jackson started grilling the doctor about memory damage. That was the moment I made up my mind. I wasn't going to let them know I remembered. Not yet. I'd play the grateful son and brother, all foggy and confused, until I figured out how to protect myself. That night, when only Nurse Victoria was there, she checked my IV and quietly said, "Your family left. It's just us, and I swear." I managed to barely squeeze her hand. She froze, then squeezed back. "Can you hear me?" she whispered. I squeezed again. "Do you know when they visit?" Another squeeze. She paused for a long time, then said, "I'm going to help you." I think she sensed something was off. The way my family acted when doctors were present versus when they weren't? Super shady. The next morning, they started the process of waking me up. The doctor warned it'd take time and that I might not be fully alert right away. Perfect. That gave me time. Right now, I'm typing this on my phone when no one's around. I'm officially awake. But I'm faking the dazed look, and the doctors say that's totally normal. My family's been all fake tears and hugs, acting like they're so happy I pulled through. But I've caught Jackson texting on the side, probably still trying to figure out access. Mom keeps staring at me with this weird look, like she's trying to read my mind. Savannah actually seems genuinely happy I'm okay, but she still didn't stop them. Victoria slipped me my phone when no one was looking. She said her brother went through something similar. She's been helping me by ordering tests to give me time alone. Tomorrow, my best friend Harold is coming. He's the only one I trust right now. I'm going to tell him everything and figure out how to lock down my accounts before my family touches a dime. The doctor said I'll be discharged in 2 weeks, so that's 2 weeks to plan. 2 weeks to build a trap for the people who wanted to rob me while I was clinging to life. I've never felt rage like this, but I'm not going to let it eat me alive. I'm going to use it. I'll post an update when I can. For now, I've got to stash my phone. Night nurse is making her rounds. Scott edit. Wow, I didn't expect this kind of response. Thanks for the awards and support. A lot of you are saying I need a lawyer. Harold's helping with that. I'm documenting everything. Can't go full revenge yet or they'll catch. On. But trust me, I've got something planned. We'll update soon. Edit 2. Yep, cutting them off is the end goal. But I need to be calculated. They think I'm weak. Let them. That'll make it all the better when I finally shut the door for... Good. I've been playing the long game hard. My family still thinks I don't remember a thing from when I was in the coma, but I remember every disgusting word they said, thinking I was too far gone to hear it. The best thing I did was leave my phone unlocked so Nurse Victoria could message. Harold for me. He showed up the next day, and thank God for that. When my family stepped out, I told him everything. You should have seen his face, like 5 different emotions hitting him at once. He was ready to go off on them right there, but I told him we needed to be smart. See, Harold's in IT security, knows all the tech stuff I never paid attention to. That's what's going to save me. First thing we did was make sure my phone stayed hidden during family visits. Then we started recording, and man, in just 3 days, we caught enough audio to make a Netflix docuseries. They act one way when we're alone, pressuring, manipulative, and then as soon as a nurse walks in, it's all, we're just so grateful he's okay, with their fake smiles. It makes me sick. Yesterday, Jackson asked if I remembered my banking passwords, said he wanted to help with bills. I played dumb, said I wasn't sure. The way his eyes lit up was disgusting. Mom's been bringing in food that tastes like literal garbage and acting like she's the world's most loving mother. Then when she thinks I'm asleep, she's on. The phone-talking kitchen tile choices. She's already spending the money. But here's what they don't know. Harold and I got ahead of them. We reset every password, made a brand new email account they don't know exists for financial alerts. Then Harold did something brilliant. He found an app that mimics banking screens. We set it up on my phone showing fake balances, 87K instead, of the real 94K. Close enough that if they try anything, I can claim accident-related memory problems. It almost fell apart when Savannah saw me texting Harold in the bathroom. I played confused, said I didn't remember what day it was. She bought it, but now she's watching me closer. I had to crank up the dazed routine even more. I fumbled, sentences, acted foggy, even drooled during dinner. I wish I was kidding. The doctors say I'm recovering faster than expected, but I've been hiding it. Around my family, I stare off into space, repeat myself, ask dumb questions. Harold calls. It weaponized incompetence. It's working. 3 days ago, Jackson brought power of attorney forms, said it would simplify things. I pretended to be half asleep while he explained it to Mom. He even asked the doctor if I was mentally capable. Thankfully, the doctor, who's clearly starting to catch on, said I still had legal capacity. Jackson's face was priceless. So I signed the documents with my left hand. I'm right-handed, and I intentionally botched my middle name. If they ever try to use that paperwork, it won't hold up. What they don't know is I already signed a real POA giving Harold full authority, legally notarized thanks to Victoria sneaking in a notary during night shift. Victoria deserves an award. She's been creating fake test schedules so I get alone time, giving me room to plan with Harold. Yesterday, she accidentally spilled water on Jackson when he got too close to my chart. I'm sending her the biggest gift basket I can find. Last night almost broke me. Mom was sitting by my bed scrolling Pinterest for backsplash ideas. Savannah was helping her pick colors. I was gripping the sheets so tight I thought they'd tear. Had to fake a coughing fit so they'd leave and call the nurse. That kind of rage? It's physical. My heart was pounding out of my chest. I keep fantasizing about screaming, "I heard everything," just to see their faces. But I can't. Not yet. Harold and I set up a financial honeypot. We moved my real savings to brand new secure accounts. The old accounts still show 128K, enough bait to make them feel like it's all still there. My fake banking app shows expected balances, like $87,223 in checking and $26,750 in savings. Yesterday, I told Jackson I'd remembered my password. I said it in this weak, grateful tone that made me want to throw up. Then I asked if he could help me check my balance because I was still confused about numbers. He nearly sprinted across the room. When the fake totals loaded, he was practically drooling. He offered to organize my finances while I recover. I'm being discharged tomorrow. 2 weeks of acting clueless have paid off. They don't suspect a thing. Jackson offered to let me stay with him, said it would be easier than my third-floor apartment. He just wants constant access. I agreed with a smile that made me want to shower afterward. I'll stay for 3 days. That's all I need to finish the setup. The weirdest thing? Savannah pulled me aside this morning. Her eyes were red. She asked if I was really okay, said she hoped I wasn't scared. For half a second, I thought about telling her everything, but then I remembered her sitting in that room while they planned to rob me. She never stopped them. That trust is gone. Completely. I'm in the hospital bathroom right now, pretending I'm showering while I type this. Harold's picking me. Up tomorrow. My car's still parked at my apartment, so he'll drive me. I've got strict recovery orders, therapy, appointments. My family's already grumbling about the cost and how it's lucky I saved so much. They have no clue what's coming. We set the bait account to trigger a fraud investigation and freeze itself 3 days after I move in with Jackson. That gives us just enough time. Then I'll move into Harold's guest room and disappear from their lives. Reddit. I'm scared. I'm pissed. I cry in the shower sometimes just to let it out. But I'm also more focused than I've ever been. These people were ready to take everything from me. There's no coming back from that. Next update will be after it all goes down. Send me strength. I was never the confrontational type. That's how they got away with this crap for so long. But not anymore. This time, they messed with the wrong guy. Scott Edit. Please stop spamming me about getting a lawyer. Harold's sister is an attorney and she's handling it for free. We're good. Edit 2. For those saying Savannah should be forgiven, let me be clear. Hesitating is not the same as defending me. She stayed quiet. That's not loyalty. Maybe she'll get a chance to explain one day, but for now, she's on the outside with the rest of them. Edit 3. Getting discharged in 2 hours. Jackson's on the way with a hoodie and sweatpants. And yes, I'm absolutely checking them for trackers or hidden mics. Half joking, half not. Final update. And I mean it this time. First off, holy crap. The response to my last 2 posts blew me away. Thank you. Seriously. I know I went silent for a bit, almost 2 weeks. But a lot's happened, and honestly, I just needed space to process it all. But now I'm back, and you better buckle up because this ride ain't over just yet. So, after I got discharged, I stuck with the plan and moved in with Jackson. That place looked like a frat house dumpster fire. Beer cans everywhere, dishes piled up like a science experiment, and a bathroom that made me pray for my immune system. But I kept on playing the grateful, helpless little brother. Smiled through my teeth every time he offered to help me. Check my bank app. Every single day. The weirdest part? Seeing how the guy actually lives. His fridge had exactly 3 things: beer, ketchup, and a half-eaten burrito that might have invented a new antibiotic. This man is 35 and still living like he's pledging a frat. Kept saying stuff like, once things smooth out, I might upgrade to a nicer place. Wonder where he thought that cash was going to come from. Day 2, Mom and Savannah stopped by. They brought homemade food that was clearly takeout dumped into Tupperware. I saw the DoorDash guy drive off like, come on. Mom spent dinner gushing over kitchen remodels and shoving Pinterest boards in my face. Honey, what do you think of this backsplash? Like I cared. I also noticed Jackson glued to his phone under the table. Pretended to be confused about where to put my plate and caught a glimpse. He was texting some guy named Dave, talking about getting the money by Friday and paying him back with interest. Yeah, gambling. Again. Later that night, while I faked sleep on the couch, I overheard him on the phone telling someone he'd have the money soon, and my brother doesn't need to know. My jaw clenched so hard it hurt, but I kept my cool. Hardest acting job of my life. Day 3? Showtime. I gave Jackson the login to Harold's fake banking portal and told him I was getting overwhelmed by bills. Said I needed help. That fool couldn't type fast enough. The second he saw the fake balances, he looked like he'd just won the Mega Millions. He scrolled through the transactions like a kid in a candy store and even asked if I was sure I wanted him handling it. I nodded, like a clueless idiot. That afternoon, while Jackson ran errands, probably placing bets, I snuck out to meet Harold at a nearby Starbucks. My legs were still jelly from the hospital, but adrenaline pushed me through. Harold had already set up the final stage, fake, transfer-approved screens that would trigger the second they tried to move money. When I got back, Jackson didn't notice I'd left. Too busy on the phone with Mom, still making big plans. I pretended to be woozy from meds and went to bed early. By morning, I was packed to leave for Harold's place, but not before Jackson made his move. He asked if he could borrow $15K to cover all the expenses he'd had while helping. Me, swore he'd pay me back. I looked up at him with puppy dog eyes and said, of course, family helps family. Logged into the fake app, input his info, showed him the fake success screen. The man hugged me. If he only knew. An hour later, I was safely at Harold's, waiting. It took exactly 26 hours for everything to explode. First came the calls. Jackson, 4 times in a row. I didn't answer. Then Mom, then Savannah, then a number I didn't recognize. Probably one of Jackson's gambling buddies. Within 3 hours, I had 37 missed calls and 22 messages. It went from panic to rage real quick. Jackson. Dude, the money didn't go through. Can you check your account? Jackson again. Scott, seriously, I need that transfer. Mom. Honey, please call me. It's about your accounts. Jackson. WTF. Bank says your accounts are frozen. Mom again. Scott, answer me. This is serious. Jackson had tried to take more than the $15K. Harold's app threw up a fake fraud alert. All accounts temporarily frozen due to suspicious activity. It also showed that someone tried to move 47 batti 160, that's right. My brother tried to drain nearly half my fake balance the second he thought it went through. But the best part? While I was ghosting them, I was watching their lives crumble through social media. Jackson had put a deposit on a brand new truck. Mom had booked kitchen contractors. Savannah posted about finally being debt-free, paired with some cheesy inspirational quote. They spent money that wasn't real. 2 days later, I texted, Sorry. Wasn't feeling great. What's going on? Still playing dumb. They fell for it. Hard. Turns out Mom had already bought $19K in custom cabinets. Jackson's $7,500 truck deposit? Non-refundable. Savannah had paid off $11K in credit cards, all based on nothing. I told them I'd come to dinner so we could figure this all out. When I showed up, they were all wrecked. Mom's eyes were red, Jackson was sweating bullets. Savannah looked like she'd seen a ghost. I let them talk. Let them explain how weird this all was. Jackson said it was probably a temporary glitch. Then, I took out my phone, set it on the table, and hit play. He's not going to make it. We should just take his money. He won't need it anyway. Even if he wakes up, he probably won't remember. The room went dead. Mom turned white. Jackson froze with his beer in midair. Savannah started crying. I sat there and let every single recording play, every whisper, every plan they made while I was lying in that bed, unable to move. Then I told them. I heard it all. I remembered everything. The accounts were fake. My real money? Protected. Safe. Untouchable. Jackson exploded. Accused me of setting him up. Damn right I did. Mom switched to full-on sob mode, saying they meant well and would have told me if I survived. Savannah just kept repeating, I'm so sorry, over and over. She said she wanted to come clean, but didn't know how. I didn't yell, didn't cry, just told them I saw them for who they really were, that I was done. Mom tried her family. Is everything guilt trip? I laughed in her face, told her she stopped being my mother the moment she saw a coma as a payday. Jackson threatened me. I played the clip where he discussed power of attorney and told him I'd already sent it to his boss and girlfriend. Silence. As for Savannah, I said maybe someday I'd talk to her again. Maybe. I left them sitting there, broken. Mom wailing, Jackson furious, Savannah sobbing. And I didn't look back. That was 2 weeks ago. Since then, Jackson's financing tanked. The dealership's suing him. Mom lost her deposit. Savannah's debt came back full force. I moved home. New locks, new security, new number. Kept the old one to watch the desperate voicemails pile up. Jackson even showed up drunk at my door. Once. Cameras caught it. The biggest surprise? Victoria, the nurse, reached out through Harold. Turns out she went through the same thing years ago. We're getting coffee next week. Not saying it's romantic, just feels nice to talk to someone who gets it. It's been 1 month since I woke up. 1 month of deception, planning, and finally getting justice. I thought I'd feel triumphant. But really? I feel kind of hollow. Like I lost my family twice. Once when they betrayed me, and again when I walked away. But I also feel powerful. Like for the first time in my life, I chose myself. Savannah texted my new number yesterday. Harold must have given it to her. She said she started therapy. Asked how I'm doing. I haven't replied. Not sure I ever will. That's it, Reddit. The whole story. Thanks for coming with me on this absolutely insane ride. I don't know what's next, but I do know this. Blood doesn't mean trust. And family? That title's gotta be earned. Scott.